you mentioned, and I'm going to actually read out a quote directly I've taken from you that says about appreciation and the power of appreciation and gratitude. You say that when you appreciate your life actually increases or appreciates in value, and your self-worth and self-love grow. And that was taken from your book, How to Make One Hell of a Profit and Still Get to Heaven. How important is it to show appreciation, and should it be done on a daily basis or weekly basis or even monthly?
I don't think there's a mistake why we call it appreciating in assets and values. I think that's just the right term. And my observation, I was born on Thanksgiving Day in America.
Okay.
And my mom, when I was 4, was putting me to bed, and she said, son, make sure you count your blessings, because those that are grateful for what they got, they get more to be grateful for. So I didn't really listen to her completely at that, but when I turned 18 years old and I met, or 17, almost 18, when I met Paul Bragg, I started doing it. And I think, I don't know, but I think I have the largest collection of gratitudes of anybody on earth. I have been accumulating them all these years, and every day I document the things I'm grateful for. And believe it or not, you're already in that list. So I already wrote yours in there today.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
well, thank you very much.
So
that is greatly appreciated.
No, seriously, because what I do is I write down, I have a lot of full days. I keep a full schedule. And there's so many things I get to do. I mean, this is my 4th interview today. And I've gone to the museums and seen some of the great art and the great sculptures today. And I met somebody that I haven't seen in a long period of time today. And I get to do consulting and work with some people today. And I also have meetings with my facilitators today, and a wonderful dinner tonight and everything else. And I had a breakfast with somebody I hadn't seen for years. So I've had a full day. And I have so much to be grateful for, and I document it. And then early last night at 3, I was still working until 3:15 because I have correspondence in other countries, even though it's wee hours here, it's sometimes daytime there. And so if I put in the last 24 hours all the things I've gotten to do, there's a hell of a lot to be grateful for. And so I document it. And I keep literally an 800-page book in very tiny print, and I just keep typing in there everything I'm grateful for every single day. And one of the most inspiring things to do is read that. And so I keep that. So if there's any moment that I'm got my head up my butt, you might say, and I don't have my clarity, which is rare, I'll go to that book and I'll read it until I have tears of gratitude for all the things I get to do in life. And yeah, I think when you get, you're grateful for what you have in life, you get more to be grateful for.
Do we take life for granted, do you think? Do people, I'm going to be quite generic here, constantly worry about or constantly fret and complain about what they don't have, rather than investing their time to be grateful on what they do have and build on that, which is, why sometimes people are polarized for a particular area, and why they get depressed, shall we say?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've certainly done that myself. I've certainly had unrealistic expectations on myself or other people at times, and then it didn't live up to it, and I was ungrateful. And whenever we're ungrateful, that's also magnificent, because what it's doing is letting us know that we have an unrealistic expectation. And anytime we have an expectation that's unmet, we get angry, we get aggressive, we want to blame, we feel betrayed, we want to criticize, we want to challenge. The ABCs of negativity, I call it. And they're feedback mechanisms to our consciousness to let us know we've set and projected an unrealistic expectation on ourselves or others, or the universe for that matter. And so that's a feedback. So even if we're ungrateful, we can be grateful, because that means that our psyche is working and doing its job to hone us on real expectations and real goals. So I'm even grateful for my ingratitudes, if that makes sense, because I see that they serve me too. So I don't claim to be grateful 24 hours a day, because I think that's impossible.
Okay.
But I do believe that I have a great deal to be grateful for, and I document it. And if I document what I am grateful for, I definitely see the opportunities grow. I said in The Secret, whatever you think about and think about, you tend to bring about.
Well, that's very, very powerful idea there, to just literally write down what you're grateful for, and refer back to it.
Yep. Well, I mean, every book I've ever written has gratitude in it. I don't think there's one book that doesn't have gratitude in it. Yeah. I just spoke to an agent in New York the other day, and we were looking at possible books, and I did a gratitude effect, and he wants to do a book called Gratitude for Life. And it's not a fluffy book, it's a real in-depth book on what is gratitude. Because some people think gratitude is when things go their way and they really feel supported and they're happy and everything else, they go, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's not what gratitude is. Gratitude is as much for the challenges as it is the support. As much for the crisis as much as for the blessings. True gratitude is when you see those in perfect balance. the support and the challenge, the crisis and the blessing, the build and the destroy, the praise and the reprimand. When you see them in balance and you realize that there is a higher order to that balance and synchronicity, true grace, true gratitude is that. And I try to make that distinction. That's why I keep my eyes open daily for pairs of opposites. When somebody praises me, I look for who's criticized. When somebody's criticized, I look for who's praising me. I look for the pairs, and then I'm grateful for that always being there. And that's what keeps me centered, I think. That's the key.